Greetings, numbers. Welcome to another episode on Havoc on Clashoids. Um, I've been self-treating with antibiotics, so hopefully I won't be coughing so much or sniffling so much this recording. If I do, I apologize. It's part of my year-round allergy. Anyway, we're gonna be going over Goho. Goho, as in the traditional Goho. I'll just show you what it looks like real quick. I think Jody did it. We're gonna watch Jody's hit. And I'm going to show you Surgical Goho. So this episode's going to be about Surgical Goho. I think it's an advanced strategy that not many players use because they're scared to use it. It seems um, as if the hogs aren't capable to handling their own business with their individual, what do you call that, defenses. But in actuality, they are. You just have to know how to use it right. And if you are able to master Surgical Goho, not only can you kill any Townhouse 7 player, you can practically kill any... I'm sorry, Townhouse 7. You better be able to kill a Townhouse 7, but... you can kill any Townhouse 8 and any Townhouse 9. Of course, if it's an anti-hog base, most likely the first round will not be successful, but it'll be a good scout for the second person who uses Goho on the base. If it's an anti-Goho, in other words, if it's spaced out, you're not sure where the bombs are or the traps are, or there might be some places for double big bombs, then that should be a base for Go-E Wipe. Alright, so let's go and look at Jody's attack. So this is a classic Goho, alright? She's using 2 golems, 11 wizards. I prefer using 8 wizards and 6 wall breakers. But it's up to you. But she's using 2 golems, at least 15 hogs, that's good. And they're level 4. The main attack pattern you should use are golems, wizards, hogs, wall breakers, maybe one or a few archers to clean up. And in the clan castle, your request troops should either be witches or max hogs. Your spells will always be as many heals as you can use. Your poison spell and another poison spell that you would request for CC. So a classic Goho would include 2 golems spaced out, and then the hogs would be sent in one area, one location. Jody does a good thing where she sends 1 hog to scout in case there might be bombs, spring traps. And then she just piles on the rest of the hogs and then uses the heal accordingly. So I'm going to let you watch what a classic Goho looks like, and then we're going to go into Surgical Goho. Alright, and another word to the wise here, guys. It is a much more effective and faster to kill the troops if you actually use the lesser poison spell. So use a lesser poison spell first to get the timer going, so that poison can actually start dealing more damage, as poison deals with damage over time. And over time it exponentially increases. So if you were to put the level 1 poison down first, and then the higher level poison second, you will notice a big difference in how fast it kills the troops. Now, this is important because Goho requires all the time you need, since they'll kill the defenses first before focusing on other buildings. So put the lesser poison spell down first. If it's flying troops, aim for the shadows, guys, okay? And girls. And then spam the higher level poison spell before the first one runs out. If it runs out, the first one runs out, and the poison spell is not elapsed on the troops anymore, the second poison spell will have to start all over, okay? So, use the lesser poison spell. Here we go. Alright, so great hit by Jody. Now, a few things before we go into Surgical Goho so that you understand what Surgical Goho is about. When you spawn a bunch of hogs in one spot and they're running around in a group, not only are you afraid of big bombs and spring traps blowing up a bunch of them, you're also wasting time and space. In other words, for example, if you were to spawn 2 P.E.K.K.A.s or 3 P.E.K.K.A.s in one spot, like how people used to do, and it kicked all of them out, because they didn't want to improve. But anyway, if you spawn all 3 in one spot, you're going to have 1 P.E.K.K.A. hitting a building while the other 2 are just absolutely doing nothing, but they're following the first P.E.K.K.A. around. So you're going to see a big group of P.E.K.K.A.s as if it were one, and it's really not doing any damage. Same thing if you would have put, let's say, a bunch of wizards in one spot here. They'll aim for these 3 buildings, okay? One at a time, though. And then you have all these wizards just walking around, not really doing any damage. And also, if they run into a big bomb or a trap, they're all dead. So, for all these reasons, I use Surgical Goho. I prefer Surgical Goho. Now, if you like the traditional classic Goho, then that's great. That's great. You keep doing it. If it's working, then keep doing it. If you want to try something new because you're getting bored of the game or you want better results, then now is the time to learn Surgical Goho. Now let's do a shout out to the Nomers. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, well, I gave him 5 seconds to say hi. Alright, there's Buck, there's Lazy Boy, aka BG. Anyway, let's go back to work. Alright, back to work. What a boring shout out. Alright. Now, so let's start with Frisky hitting number 15. I'm going to show you Frisky, both hits, and Ginger's 1 hit because Ginger used 1 hit for Goho. Start with 15 here. Alright. So let me show you what Frisky does. It's really simple. The concept is very simple. Lure out the CC troops, kill with poison, use a level 1 first, then use a level 4. You'll see how fast it goes down. Spread out the golems, alright? Spread out the golems from this side. I'm sorry, whatever side Frisky starts on. Probably this side because the Barbarian King is right there. So you want to start where the Barbarian King or the Queen, whatever the heroes are. If you're going to have to choose one, choose the Queen side, okay? If there's no Queen, choose the hero side, which is the BK. So I'm going to start from this side. Spread out the wizards behind. And then spread out the wall breakers far apart. You want to do that because you don't want the golems to squeeze into one spot. Instead, you want the golem out here and the golem out here. The whole point of the golem is not to do damage, but to instead absorb damage from... Excuse me, I need to get some water. Alright, excuse me for that. My mouth started getting dry, my throat getting dry. Alright, so... you want to spread out the golems so that it can absorb the defenses and distract the defenses. That's the whole point of golems. Even if they're level 1, the minimum you should use for Goho in Surgical or Classical in Town Hall 8 are level 1 golems, level 3 hogs, and minimum level 5 wizards, because you want the wizards to do damage, alright? The goal you want to have in a Town Hall 8 that can kill any Town Hall 8 are level 1 golems, level 3 hogs, level 5 wizards, level 5 wall breakers, and level 4 healer will do. Healing spell, alright? So, what to do is send out the golems, wizards behind, wall breakers breaking down the sides, and once the golems are in here, a bunch of these defenses, these and these, will focus and concentrate on the golems. When you see that happening, for example, when these two defenses start hitting on the golem and the golem is somewhere deep inside here, that's when you send out three. I like to send out 3 hogs at a time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why am I putting it here? Here to aim at this archer tower. Here to aim at this cannon. But that's not my main attack pattern here. That's just to get rid of these defenses over here on this side. My main will be somewhere over here, let's say. 1, 2, so this is 6 I've used already, right? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 to target these two. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, something like that. And then you just send out your CC troops that will have max hogs and do a lot of damage. And then from there, you'll see that the healing spell use is not going to be so dreary. You're going to be able to use the healing spell a lot less. And you'd actually be able to wait longer for the healing spell because the hogs aren't taking their sweet time all grouped in one group, running over from defense to defense, defense to defense. You'll see that a bunch of the defensive structures will be dead already by the time they come in this area. So go ahead and just watch Frisky's replay. Hopefully it'll make more sense. Alright, I wanted to show you and zoom in on this because if you notice, the level 1 spawned first and it took time to exponentially do damage. Once you put the higher level poison, it's going to kill the dragon quite fast. Alright, so I want you guys to start doing that. It's just little details, but it helps so much in the game and it makes you a lot better for your resume too if you wanted to join another clan. Okay, here we go. Did you see how easy it is with healing spells when you use Surgical Goho, okay? So that was pretty much a good example of what I'm looking for, or how you want to do Surgical Goho. Let's look at the second hit. And I won't explain much, except where I would start from. So CC's lurable, I think, from this place. I had to kill this archer tower in order to get the CC out. Now your whole thing with the CC, you must, when you're using Goho, and any kind of Goho, you must get the CC out and you must kill the CC. If you don't, make sure you're very good at using the poison spells, or lure them with your initial war army composition with your golems and your wizards. If you're unable to, and you want to make sure that the CC is dead, you should kill the CC first, and focus on the CC, and sacrifice a few hogs, like what Frisky is about to do, to get the CC out and kill it. That way the CC is not flying around or doing whatever it's doing and just killing all your hogs. So let me go in and show you what Frisky does here in a second hit for Goho, Surgical Goho. Now notice I haven't used any healing spells yet. That's because when I'm looking around at the bigger picture, a lot of the hogs still have pretty good, decent life. I'm not going to spawn a healing spell here for 1 or 2 hogs, okay? I'm going to wait till a group of them, a bunch of them, are in a certain area, especially around these wizard towers. And that's when I'm going to use healing spells. Now, all these blank spaces make this base an anti-hog. But if you're a good anti-hog user, you can kill any base, alright? So, I'm going to spawn most likely heal spells around this area because if there was a double big bomb here with a wizard tower, like these 2 bombs here, I didn't see during the attack. Because you can't see everything during the attack. You got to do the best you can as you go along. I was scared that there would be a double bomb here next to the wizard tower. Maybe some bombs here. I don't know, there's a lot of space. So keep a close eye. Once you see your hogs gathering after you've sent them surgically, that's when you want to keep a close eye on your healing spell. But don't forget to rage this dude. Alright? So as you can see, I not only spawned the healing spell here, but also here, just because I was worried that a big bomb would appear. So you want to do these things beforehand, because if the hogs don't have as much life going into the big bomb, they will die immediately. Alright, so that's a hit by Frisky. Now going into this last hit with Ginger, I want to show you guys, with good Surgical Goho skills, you can kill top Town Hall 8 players. Ginger ended up taking out their top Town Hall 8 player with this replay, number 6. And Ginger did it with level 1 hogs. I'm sorry, level 1, don't you dare go into it with level 1 hogs. Level 1 golems, level 3 hogs, level 5 wizards, level 4 wall breakers, level 4 healing spells. Now, Ginger was able to do this because if you get the Surgical Goho down, you would be able to take out a lot and strong Town Hall 8 players. It won't matter what kind of setup they have, how strong the defenses are, alright? And whatever's in the CC, that's not going to matter because you have your poison spells. So, I should have explained it earlier if it wasn't clear enough for you yet. Once you spread out your golems and spread out your wizards, your starting point for your hogs will be determined by how far and how deep and where your golems go. Once they have a certain path, you want to use adjacent defensive structures as your targets. So for example, if the golems go this way here and they're just stuck in this area, your focus will be to send a few hogs here, few hogs here, few hogs here, few hogs here. So you want to start adjacent, right next to the hogs, the groups, and then maybe a few here. I don't know what I did, but Ginger, I think, sends the golems around here, spread out wizards here, and then whatever side is adjacent to the hogs, send a few on the other side. And then your main side, send 3 hogs at a time, focusing on the closest defenses and trying to spread them apart. Now, I think this part was just too hot in terms of the defensive structures. So I don't think I sent any hogs in this direction, but I just focused on this pathway here, and then that way, once it gets to this area or this area, I could focus my heal and pretty much wipe this entire base clean. So with all that said, using the heal spells, using the poison spells, spreading out your golems, using your wizards behind your golems, I love using just 8 wizards, 6 ball breakers, 2 golems, 3 healing spells, 2 poison spells, and the CC I love using max hogs, and 1 archer just for cleanup duty. This is my typical pattern. If you guys want to choose another pattern, be my guest. You get the classical Goho and the surgical Goho. It's up to you what you want to use. Just try to do your best to master whatever you do, so that you can kill a base and perhaps teach us as well. So let's go and watch this hit and then call it a day. Alright, so this was a bad start already. The golems are way too close to each other. So what Ginger tries to do is spread out the wall breakers to hopefully spread out the golems. But anyway, let's see what happens. So Ginger does a good thing here. I think, yeah, I wanted to focus on this side with a Surgical Goho. So I wanted to wait for this cannon right here and these mortars to somewhat focus on the golems. So just be patient, your golems will last a long time, alright? Even if it's level 1, it'll last a long time. And it still has to break it up into 2. So just be patient, wait for more defenses to focus on your golems, and then send your hogs out. And then just to help clean up, I sent the archer where my wizards aren't and where my hogs aren't, just to clean up. So guys, level 1 golem, level 3 hogs. Surgical Goho, when used properly, can kill any Tan Hall 8 base. Tan Hall 9, same concept. If you have level 4 or level 5 hogs, at least a level, I'd say 2 or 3 golem, and you use Surgical Goho, you can kill strong Tan Hall 9s. It'll be tougher to kill the strongest Tan Hall 9, but it can still be done. So let's go and say bye to everyone. We got Buck, Amy, and Barbarian guy on. Let's just see. Amy's yes, correct. Amy showing us what the rap means. Anyway, so that's it for now, guys. If you have questions, ask. If this video does not make perfect sense for a lot of the Surgical Goho, I hope it does, because it's almost 25 minutes. I'll make another one if it needs be. Talk to you later. Clash on.